Well, I apologize. I thought that was it. So I got all fired up. But I get to get fired up again. So here we go. Last four problems. It says evaluate cosecant, secant, and tangent for each angle. Well, you got to know that cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, secant, reciprocal of cosine, cotangent is reciprocal of tangent. So this is going to be adjacent, the flip of this over opposite. This is going to be the hypotenuse over the adjacent. Cosecant is going to be the flip of this, so it's hypotenuse over opposite. With that in mind, we draw our triangle, and it says 45 degrees, so we're going to spin it to 45, create our triangle back to the x, 1, 1, square root of 2. Now this has to be the opposite, because that's my reference angle. Adjacent, hypotenuse. So, to find cosecant, it's CSC, hypotenuse over opposite, square root of 2 all over 1. So that's just the square root of 2. Secant is hypotenuse, square root of 2, over the adjacent, which is 1. I get the square root of 2 again. Cotangent is adjacent over hypotenuse. Well, that's a 1, that's, whoopsie. Adjacent over opposite, they're both 1s, so that's just 1. Let's go over to this guy. What is pi over 3? 60. So we've got a spinner up 60 degrees. Complete our triangle to the x. So we know this is 30, 90. So there's my 1, there's my 2, because I got to double it, multiply it by the square root of 3 to get there. No negatives. Well, this is my opposite. This is my adjacent, this is my hypotenuse. So let's go right down the list. Cosecant. Cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. So that's 2 over the square root of 3. Get that out of there. So 2 square root of 3 over 3. Secant. What's secant? Well, it's going to be hypotenuse over adjacent. So that's 2 over 1, which is just 2. And what's cotangent? Well, that's adjacent over opposite. So it's 1 over the square root of 3. And we got to get that out of there. Square root of 3 over 3. Hopefully you're getting good at that. This just says, what's tangent? Well, that's opposite over adjacent, TOA, of pi over 6. Pi over 6 is 30. So that's 30. 90, 60, 1, 2, square root of 3. So what's my opposite? It's 1. What's my adjacent? Square root of 3. Get back out of there. That sure feels familiar. Anyways, so what do we got here? Well, pi over 4 is just 45. 180 divided by 4 is 45, or you can just memorize it. And that's 280 plus 35, that's 315. So that tells you how far to spin your spinner. So we spin it 270 plus another 45, because that adds up to 40, that adds up to 315. So that's 45, meaning my reference angle is 45. This is the one that matters. Finish the triangle. And look, guys, 45, 45, 90. I'm going to call that a 1, but it has to be negative because it's down. This is 1, it's positive because it's to the right, and the hypotenuse has to be the square root of 2. So this is my opposite, this is my adjacent, this is my hypotenuse. Now what's tangent? It's TOA. We didn't even need the hypotenuse, but it's opposite over adjacent, and that reduces to -1. Finally, we're done with this review.